contrast, home to the rich and powerful, yet so popular with the broken and destitute. Here, sex hunger is reflected in every aspect of daily life, and instant gratification is tirelessly pursued. A center of casual violence and capricious harassment, where rampant vice and immorality permeate every strata of society, and the barrier between food and sex has totally dissolved. It is a known fact that prolonged exposure to just such a psychopathic environment will eventually warp even the most normal and decent among us. This then is the story of Hollywood today. Not a pretty story, but presented here exactly as it happened.
Welcome to the first Deep-Sixed Flix of 2025. So we have another weird one for you. It's great. Actually,
an appropriate one for midnight too, for once.
Yeah, well, Brian, lower right-hand quadrant, offered up Dr. Caligari a couple months back. And from there, the recommended on IMDb suggested eating Raoul from 1982. Had to do it. Had to go there. It's as Brian said, it's the weirdest episode of Star Trek Voyager on the planet because Chakotay is in it.
He's in it, all right.
Oh, he's in it. But before we dive in, Leon, Words of Paradise. How you doing? What you doing? What's going on? What's new?
I am sufficiently tipsy for this, and it's only going to get better. Because let me tell you, I watched the film sober, but I'm going to review it. Splash on my face. The opposite of that. This is going to be a good time, guys. This is my final stream of the night. But when this is done, I'll have been streaming for about 7 hours straight. Oof. Thank God it's Friday.
Damn.
I know it's Saturday, but for me, it's Friday. So.
Thank you for being here. You are a trooper. And Brian, thank you so much for climbing back on this crazy train. What's going on? How you doing today? You got your coffee? What are you doing?
Yeah, it's midnight here on the East Coast. Super happy to be on Deep-Sixed Flix that I have not been streaming for 7 hours, but that's okay. Ligerhawk Records. This is this record label that I run. Got some new releases out. Good stuff. We're finally playing Knoxville on January 25th.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Free show, provided we can find a PA. And then I kind of fucked up the rest of my life, but we can get to that.
Okay. Oh,
you didn't fuck up the rest of your life, just the foreseeable future of your life.
That's a good point. That's
a
very good point.
Oh, Brian, a little bit of a spoiler, but it's still up in the air. You have new tracks that we potentially will be working on?
Yeah. That's the to sort of just like get through the whole thing. I've actually been doing a lot of music, and what was supposed to be one track is now a 5-song EP with some cool remixes coming, and a non-zero amount of those tracks we have figured out will have this super awesome guest vocalist. I forget her name, but she was really
Narcotica.
Yeah. No, she's awesome.
I heard she's kind of a bitch, but
I did not hear that at all.
In the best possible way.
I heard she was a delight. And so yeah, Mox is going to be on at least one, and it's all kind of formulating together because it wasn't supposed to happen. Just did a remix for a couple of bands; those should be out soon. And yeah, that's what I got going on.
Sweet.
Sounds awesome,
and
dude.
Dragon Slayer.
Yeah.
How you doing, bud? I haven't seen you in a while.
I know. Yeah, I did go on vacation. Did take a hiatus, but I am literally working on getting back to it. I will return to SNH.
So you're saying you
next
came
week.
back just for this?
Yes, and
awesome.
Scooby stream. Okay, because like with you and Scooby, that was a special arrangement. That's like once every million years. But like SNH, yeah, I'll get back to the boys starting next week. Okay, I've not forgotten. I've not forgotten the OG bros. I never have. Okay, no matter what that mass ho says, I haven't forgotten the OG brotherhood. Okay.
Where he went on vacation, I'll give you guys a hint. It's the second best container to drink Coke out of, plus a derogatory slur for black people.
Dude.
I didn't say. I was just letting everyone put the pieces together themselves.
In a second. Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
And in other news, Alex Darby gifted 5 memberships. Is
Hey.
amazing. Thank you
Awesome.
so much.
Listen
Cook
to be
has your
done.
album, Brian.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome.
Thanks, man. We'll figure it out.
Also, Leon, you didn't have to, but you did, and it means the loyal to me. Why send
Bing,
Indian
bangle,
yet
bongo, baby.
Oh.
message?
Motherfucker.
You want
Such
to
as I started crying when Dad was
Read
cutting
the shit too
onions.
fast.
Onions was such a good food.
The fact is, I know he knows I can read this shit quick and notice what he was trying to say.
And I hear that you are bisexual.
Chinchilla.
That's where it all
Thank-
began. Onions.
where it all
Onions was the cause.
Thank you, Leon.
Happy
I
to
was
do it.
gonna
You
say
deserve it,
I
girlie.
was gonna say words of paradise because it's literally on the screen, and you gave me shit last time for reading the words on the screen. But here
It's
we are.
okay. He's Hondo of Rivia now. Okay, let's just accept it.
No, I just thought it was weird because last time you called me words instead of Leon, which you've never done. And it was just like that. It just threw me.
Yeah, that's true. Like the only person that ever calls him words is Ryan. Literally.
Really?
Yes, for
I
real.
think most people call him Leona.
Most
Hey, Brian,
people call her Leona.
Yeah.
have you seen this guy when he goes into full
Yeah, I'm trying to
Yes.
forget. It fucked me up. Like,
Wait,
Hawaii.
did I do Leona when you were on my show?
now it must have just.
Oh,
I
no,
must
it
have just
was-
seen it when I was looking through your window late.
Oh, that
at
was
night.
when Moxie did the dress up. I
You're
forgot.
low on
Whoa, what?
toothpaste, by the way. Shut up, I'm talking. But
No. I was gonna let it fly, but then you're like, oh, and I looked in your window. I'm like, hey, yo.
Window.
Blair to Blair became a member. Thank you so
Mamma mia, Leona.
Not only did he become a member, but
Oh no. Oh, no.
Also-
He also gifted one. You know what? I have a new clip for this. It's from the movie tonight. Where is it? They're alphabetized, hopefully.
I come whether I decide to or not.
Yeah, I'm definitely stealing.
you,
that-
Blair
I'm
to Blair.
definitely stealing that clip.
I hope a lot of folks show up. I advertised at the end of SNH as you and I reviewing an erotic film, which it is.
It is, and I did mention in Scooby's stream too. So we need a good turnout. I even quote tweeted it again. So y'all better show up. Come on, man.
Oh yeah, you and your 4 followers. Yeah, absolutely.
No.
Rude.
I love you, Dragon.
4? Nah, bro, that's Alyssa Mercante. Don't.
Oh
fuck out.
no, we don't speak her name here. I don't want
Oh.
her this direction. So eating Raoul. Who watched it for the first time ever?
yo, that was
Yeah.
crazy.
That's saying a lot too, considering like I don't know. Do you guys think in terms of like crazy like intros, it beats Santa Slay, or you think it's second place in crazy intros?
Well, I found this movie crazy for reasons I don't think they wanted it to. Like, a
Yeah.
bunch of wacky shit happens, but like the prices in the movie were blowing my mind.
Oh
Like,
yeah, those 1984
just such a
prices.
time capsule. Like, they kill a black kid within
Oh.
the first 30 seconds, and I'm like, whoa. Wow,
Yeah.
that wasn't a white guy with the 5 o'clock shadow robbing the place. That was
No, that was a black kid.
Okay. So for this stream, I actually have slides that go throughout the whole movie, and we can touch on whatever we want to touch on, or go totally
Right,
off
I
the
am
rails.
sorry to-
It's totally cool.
There's some
Jump
things in this
ahead.
movie I would love to touch on, to be fair. But
There's-
before that, Jake,
Oh,
what do
no.
you think his sticker is? What do you think his sticker?
Thank you so much for the vibe. It's a little. What does it say? Something one. Number one. Number one. I don't have my glasses on. I can't read.
It's a corgi
It's a
with a paintbrush.
corgi.
It's just one.
Yeah, it's a corgi.
If I were
Whoa.
if I were to be a dog, I would probably be a corgi because they have short legs and they're kind of, they have big personalities.
And it's a
Thank you, Jake.
reddish fur dog too. It makes sense.
That too.
Yep.
Oh boy. So eating Raoul. Did you know that Paul Bartel, who is the director, was also Paul Bland in the movie?
Oh yeah. Like that's pretty much a recipe for insanity. When you see that the movie stars the guy that wrote it, you're like, all right, here we go.
I love that you use the term recipe for a movie called Eating Raoul.
Ayo.
Well,
which is a crazy title. Well, I don't want to spoil it,
No, that is a crazy title.
We will spoil in good time. Robert Beltran, who is Chakotay on Star Trek Voyager, he this was not his first film, even though let me see here.
You got this.
I'm sorry, Brian. I need to ask before we continue, because like this shit's been like kind of pleasantly distracting me a little bit. All I've seen in the background is like video clips of like people cooking fish dishes, I think.
Yeah, I was trying to think what a good background for Eating Raoul would be. And I landed on cooking shows just because I couldn't find anything disturbingly horny. But
well, next best thing is fish.
They failed to mention where they were from, which is why the fish makes so much sense. They're specifically British cooking videos.
Yep.
There's nothing British about this movie, by the way, guys. This takes place in California.
Yeah,
Hollywood.
In LA, so like
where you can get
that place has been totally burned down.
I couldn't even tell it was LA because it wasn't on fire in this film.
I know. LA in 1984.
Still had his house in this film.
Yikes! Yikes!
They had affordable living. What? Oh man, I'm ready. Let's go.
So okay.
Yes.
Did any of you read the description of the movie before going in, or did you just go in raw?
Crazy, but
before when we did the watch party for Dr. Caligari, we watched the trailer for this. So that was the extent of the knowledge I had on it.
Did anyone think there would be more cannibalism?
Yes. Like I was like, did I get the right one?
Right?
But
no, I had to even look at some pictures and be like, okay, that's the actual movie. All right, because like it's so odd the way it's the way it just goes. Like you find out why they put the title, but like so far along in the film though,
it's kind of interesting. Like this is the film came out in 1982, and this is definitely a case of the trailer showed you all the best parts, because there are parts of this movie that do kind of drag and slog, but then when it does get weird and wacky and zany, it is very weird and wacky and zany. And much like Brian said,
thought it dragged and slogged ever because the movie is only like 80 minutes long. It's very short.
It is very short.
And when it came down to the last, like, I'm like, there's only 8 minutes to wrap this up. How the hell are they going to do this? Like, what is happening right now?
It was kind of wild.
Gooch gifted 5 MOXIEDAME memberships. Ooh, I have a new thing for Gooch.
Oh,
you do?
Gooch. I heard he was talking about me on the internet.
She looks like Grimace for McDonald's, for fuck's sake. Put her milkshake in her hand. God damn it. Fuck. You imagine the sweat dripping from, like, dude. God damn it. She looks like she has a stack of pancakes stuffed in her. Dude, I wouldn't want that sitting on my head.
Okay. To be fair,
confirmed.
That was a good stream. Hey, look, that was a good stream. I was very proud of that super chat of mine. Okay, I was very proud of that shit.
Mean Gooch. No, he wasn't talking about me. He was talking about somebody else. But it's like,
he was look, y'all. He was talking about a big Shirley that looked like the Gryffindor sorting hat. Okay, I'm not kidding, with the basketball and everything. It was wild.
Shirley the Hut, I think, was the name dubbed for that person.
Or Shirley the sorting hat. You know, that's why I call her the neck breaker. All right. I'm telling y'all, bro, like the second your Hogwarts house gets picked, your neck is broken. I'm sorry. Man, that was crazy
So
stream.
Gooch was calling me out yesterday. He's like, you do, because I made a clip of the guys, and he's like, how many other clips have you made? Or I'm sure you made other clips or something or other. And I'm like, no, just the one. I wasn't lying, Gooch. I made this one today. So at the time of me saying that, I was telling the truth.
Oh, that sort of
no.
technical shit you women are so well known for.
Yep.
Well,
Just do
actually,
that
okay,
technicality.
here's the thing. He said, or gave me the idea that there would be clippable moments. And so I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go take a look and see what I can find. And lo and behold, I found something that I thought was funny for me at the time.
Look, I'm just telling y'all this. That stream, there were so many clippable moments that if Jeffrey Epstein was alive, he would have gotten terabytes out of that fucking shit. I'm telling you. God damn.
No.
Oh, God, that was a lot of clips.
Eating Raoul, the movie of today, starts off with Mr. Paul Bland working in a liquor store. He is a wine seller, tradesman, enthusiast,
Door-to-door wine salesman, and I love the fact that like his last name is Bland.
Because we find out later on that he and his wife want to open up a restaurant, and they refer to the Bland enchilada on the menu. They're Bland. What is it? Chez Bland is an idea for the restaurant name. But currently he's working in a liquor store. They're saving money. And the Hawaiian shirt dude owns the liquor store. He's bitching him out because
that's a good shirt.
He's bitching him out because he bought a case of like expensive champagne or wine or something. And he's like, dude, what are you doing? Meanwhile, yeah, you got your head up your ass, mister. And then you got this guy coming in robbing the joint.
Looks suspiciously like half the cast of SNH nowadays.
Oh my God.
That's accurate. What the heck? Okay. Oh my God. No, that I love this scene. You know, it's just so out of pocket, you know? It's like
as quick as he pulls his revolver.
Yeah.
Hawaiian shirt dude blasts him and then goes back to berating Paul because like, yeah, whatever. Hollywood, baby.
Yeah.
You guys remember when it was legal to just openly murder black people? Like, America, man, we used to be free.
They never come back to it. It's just like, that's the intro, go. Like, all right, sweet. What's going to happen next?
That is after we get like a 3-minute infomercial about how sex crazed LA is. Like, so what you guys saw in the intro, if you hear it from the beginning, when you get that like, oh, the smooth talking radio salesman talking about the difference between sex and food. That's how the movie opens up. It is like the sham wow guy mixed with like the deep radio voice guy selling you on sex and pizza.
Yep. I love it though. And
Yep. Go ahead.
No. I just have to say, I just really enjoy the fact that like this movie, like if you're just watching for the first time, it's so unpredictable, like in the sense of like you don't know what kind of wacky shit this couple is going to try to do at all. Like, let me put it this way, we're going to be talking about this specific character that is just a literal like Dollar General Scarface Tony Montana ripoff. Okay, this dude it's wild. Like, let's just say there's a certain scene that when Moxie pops up on it, that's when I knew this dude was going after that other guy's wife immediately.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy. We're gonna get there.
Can we take a moment to appreciate the size of this dollar bill in the background? Like, I know this is before everyone here.
No, that's a big
Ryan's vintage, but like, that's a big dollar.
That is a big dollar.
Speaking of vintage, I was blown away, pardon the pun, by the fact that it's controversial that he talks her from a $1 bottle of wine up to a $3 bottle of wine. I was like, what the fuck fantasy?
No, you're right. The prices are wild.
$3.50. Yeah, the prices are crazy. I didn't
I need to now look up I need to look up the currency exchange rates from back then. Now I need to know this shit right now.
I guarantee you they just rented out a real liquor store because that's clearly Crown Royal in the back, and like Crown Royal didn't sponsor this shit. They just wanted to do a liquor store. Like, hey, can we rent like $50 a day to shoot a scene here real quick? Because it's the only scene in the movie you're in this liquor store.
It's 1982, of course. They
what
didn't
the
have
fuck?
to build the whole thing.
This film had a $500,000 budget and somehow made 1.1 million. How the fuck did it make this money back? Especially
this is a cinematic masterpiece. None of that homo ass stuff that you watch, like Rings of Power. This is fucking art.
I chose. I'm not. First off, Rings of Power. I have no respect for it. That's
Dragon,
just
shut the fuck up.
That's just doing a service to society. Okay.
Commerce.
You started this shit. By the way, Badger, thank you so much for the 10 gifted memberships.
Thank you. I will echo that sentiment. Thank you, the Angry Badger, for gifting 10 MOXIEDAME memberships.
Hi! I'm Barnacle Badger, and I'm going to be your Badger Burger waiter for this evening. Okay, here are some menus. Okay, I'm going to be right back to Badger for your order.
Wait a minute.
Move my galoshes and take your seat.
These are not really galoshes, are they? They're Johnny's.
They're my squishy boots.
Thank you.
Oh man.
Oh god. I added that clip today. I added a couple new clips today, but we'll see how they play out. Thank you so much.
Oh, Queen, apparently. Look at that.
We are still introducing characters, and so this is Mr. Bland, Paul Bland. Ah, god dang it! But I love it so much. Thank you, Tony 2004 for 5 gifted memberships. You know what, Leon? Take the reins, pick the clip. I'm gonna continue.
You can trust me.
Ooh, gross. He's icky. I never want to touch a yucky man thing.
Thank you, Johnny 2004. I was just actually thinking about you today. I hadn't seen you around a whole bunch, and like I know you've been busy and like lots of making it right the big ship. 38 double D is 30. Never mind. Anyway, a little bit heavier than me. Like, okay, sorry. Okay, so we're introducing characters still. So Paul Bland is working at the liquor store. He has a taste for fine wine and champagne. I think particularly the fine wine. Mrs. Bland is a nurse. And okay, to preface the entire movie, all of the menfolk in this are super grapey. So much. Like everybody.
Blown away.
I think like out of this world, grapey was more accurate.
It's extreme.
I actually think it's a very accurate representation of Hollywood based on everything we've learned these last couple of years.
Okay.
Fair point,
do any of you know the Russian streamer Vladimir? He dresses up like a lady.
Oh,
he
that guy. Yeah. Yeah, that's Leon's role model.
I watched 3 of his I'm going to the USA, and I'm going to walk around in Los Angeles, Las Vegas, and New York City to see how women get treated or approached. It is okay. So I know this is supposed to be satire, but bruh. I'm not going to say what I was going to say, but the men folk that approach Vlad dressed as a woman are of a similar demographic, and they are very grapey until he brings out his man voice. Some of them are actually still okay with it, but it is shocking.
Never mind.
That's just called being down bad, like emergency levels down bad, like shit. No,
I have a.
I don't know what that means.
About that happened last night.
Okay.
Pardon?
Please let it out. We're amongst friends. It's past midnight.
I'm just saying so you can remind me later. I got a backstage story from last night.
Oh dear. Were you dressed as Leona?
No, right. Believe it or not, it's something that is not. I'm not the central focal point of nothing. More of an NPC in this one, but I was witness to it.
Okay, we will circle back. So Mrs. Bland is a nurse, and her patient here is coming on to her. There are a lot of inappropriate shots that I could not include in the slideshow presentation today. You do see boobies.
Or appropriate shots, depending on how you look at it.
Well, appropriate for YouTube.
I feel like about 85% of the shots in this film could not be used for YouTube. I'm actually surprised you were even able to find shots you could use for the stream.
It was time consuming.
That's what I meant about it being kind of a slower film, though, at least at certain points, because the commercial is actually all about the just sexual shenanigans. But that's really only like 50% of the film. The other 50% is like just murder.
Well, okay, so the intro that was included
Yeah,
in
that's true.
the intro for the show was highlighting how sexual everything has become, especially in this version of Hollywood, which is Hollywood, perverts and whatnot, but how hypersexualized everything is. And so you have this contrast with the characters of Mr. and Mrs. Bland, it's in the name, and they're big time prudes, right?
They
and
clearly
we're gonna
only
get more
do it
into
in
it.
missionary.
Well, at one point, and I don't even have this in a slide, at one point, she's like, I'm okay with a little hugging and kissing, but ew, anything else.
Yeah,
And they have separate
then
beds.
and then they
sleep in different beds.
No, yeah, no, then I saw the locksmith dude come up. Nah, dude, that was especially that. No, you know what? No,
Don't
I'm
jump
gonna
ahead.
shut
We
up.
got slides, bitch. We got slides.
We got slides.
I know, God damn it! That's why I held off. Fuck.
Okay, so this particular line, we had a little bit of a watch party in the Discord. A few people joined in watching. He seems like a giant hard off. He's referring to her husband, who he's seen come into the hospital and visit her while she's working, and a giant hard off. Everyone was like, "This needs to be part of my vernacular for now and always." It's new speak. Like, this is so cool, but it's like a hard off. It's obvious, but it's hilarious. So patient 0 there is coming on to her and he's like, oh, come on. And she's like, I'm going to give you something special if you eat your disgusting food. And then she tells the orderly, can you clean out so-and-so in there? So they do a little switcheroony, and this bloke who's carrying some guy in the hospital for some reason, it's just the weirdest movie. He ends up administering an enema to said patient. So it's weird. It's weird. This whole movie is weird. But then we see the two main.
I don't know. It's that weird. My enema is my friend.
Put coffee next, and I'm on board. But so the husband and wife, Mr. and Mrs. Bland, hey Jay Goodwin, they're talking about a realtor that's coming over for dinner because their dream is to open up a restaurant. And they're talking about different names for the restaurant, what it could be, Shea Bland or shit. What's her name? I know Paul. Give me a name.
Let's call her Dixie.
Dixie for now. Paul and Dixie Bland want to open up a restaurant, and they have a realtor coming over. So they're leaving their workplaces. She doesn't know he's already lost his job. So they have no money for some.
Mary. Her name is Mary.
Mary, yeah. We literally
Oh, that's
said
such a
her
bland name. God damn it.
It is.
No pun intended.
God.
Next freaking slide. Jesus. Well, what if we just call it Paul and Mary's Country Kitchen? So they have dreams. This is the setup. And then they get to their apartment complex and they're filing into the elevator, and there's all these like very wacky personalities like strolling in, cowboy hats. How would you describe these people, Leon?
Down to party.
DTF. Yes.
Yep.
Everyone's super touchy-feely. Everyone's like really excited about where they're going. So they're going up the elevator to go to a swingers party. And
they're Diddy disciples. That's all y'all need to know.
They're going up to the 5th floor for a swingers party. And they're remarking
you're going to catch a little Burt Reynolds cameo on the left-hand side here.
Oh, that is true.
Sorry, go on, Mox. I'm sorry.
That is offensive. Offensive because Burt Reynolds, come on.
Probably went to parties like these in Hollywood.
Probably
let's be
did.
real.
Yeah, probably did.
He probably ran them.
No way he became a sex symbol without going to those parties. That's how it goes.
Brian, thoughts?
Yeah, I was just kind of the whole thing felt like problematic, but this was an interesting way to start after the liquor store is just elevator full of swingers. Why not? But it only takes off from there.
It does. So when they're all exiting the elevator, You get a couple of the guys going, well, come on over if you want to party. And he says, no, we're not swingers. He's like, but she does. By the looks of her, she does. Like, everyone is hypersexualizing Mary the entire time. And Paul is.
They weren't wrong, though. They weren't wrong. I knew it. From the very beginning, I fucking knew it. It's just how it goes.
But she's horrible, though.
I know.
Isn't she a terrible person?
Dude, oh
is,
my
but-
God. The fact that the movie, spoiler alert, by the end just gives her a pass for the terrible person she is actually, I almost don't like the movie because of that. Like, there is a lot of zany, wacky fun that makes this a very interesting watch. You hang out with your friends, you have some drinks, smoke a blunt, whatever it may be, and you're gonna have fun with this. But by the same token, like, bro, fuck the wife for getting away with everything she gets away with in this bitch with no repercussions for her actions.
Absolutely.
Preach.
Yes, absolutely. So they're in a little bit of a pickle, right? So we introduce the characters, their environment. They have some sort of swinging apartment on their floor, and they hate the degeneracy, and they remark on the degeneracy and the perversion of the people around them all the time and how bad things have gotten. They sleep in different beds. He's got like a little cozy like wine bottle like stuffy, and she's got like all these other stuff. And they're just super prudy, right? But at the same time, they're in a financial pickle, especially trying to embark on owning a restaurant, buying a property. So while they're waiting for said realtor, while they're waiting for the realtor who is assisting them in, looking for a property for the restaurant, a stray swinger stumbles into their house.
By the way,
I
just found out because I'm going through looking at the cast. If there's anybody will recognize, main dude here, that plays Paul Bland, was in Chopping Mall, and I don't know if any of you guys have seen Chopping Mall. I don't know who he is.
Not only the main dude, the couple was in Chopping Mall. As
those
them. Yes, there. If you look, I was wondering to work this in, but in Chopping Mall, they cut to Paul and Mary Bland playing Paul and Mary Bland. Like, that's what they are on the credits.
I didn't remember. I haven't seen Chopping Mall in years, but I remember I loved it. And so now I got to go rewatch the Chopping Mall for this. Oh my God, that's great.
What year did Chopping Mall come out?
Chopping Mall came out in
1986.
It was 86. All right, then the man.
So it's 4 years later, but they brought it back and they weaved it into an. That's awesome. Very cool.
Shared universe of insane movies, I guess.
I'm a fan. So you get this rogue swinger who found his way to the apartment because nobody locks their freaking doors here.
It's 1982. It makes sense, though.
Knows your name.
Really? Bro, people think that's kind of wild, but like, if you hear some stories of like in serial killer documentaries in the 70s and 80s, you literally talk about people in their 70s talking like, oh, yeah, before this guy started killing 25 women, everybody had their doors unlocked and nobody broke inside the house. And then I'm like, bro, y'all were sheltered until they fucking snuck in. No way.
People were hitchhiking, leaving their doors and windows unlocked. It was just the Wild West as far as like this false sense of security.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I don't know. You guys ever hitchhike? It's not that bad. It's not that hard. Like, I've done it multiple times. I'm surprised people pick up a motherfucker who looks like me, but hitchhiking kind of cool.
How many favors did you have to give, Leon?
Literally 0.
Damn.
It's just good Samaritans. I need to get to a concert that was about 3 hours away, and I didn't have a car at the time. I hitchhiked. I was like, I don't know how long this will take, so I left at like 8 in the morning. The idea was to get there at about 7 at night for doors. I literally made it.
Oh my God, we're already at 36 minutes. It's supposed to be an hour program. So, swinger dude shows up at the apartment. He's like trying to get the lady. Mr. Bland punches him. He starts throwing up. Moves him to the bathroom. He continues to throw up, and then he checks on him, and he's like, "Oh, he's not breathing." And he's like, "What do we do?" She's a freaking nurse, and she's like, "I don't know what to do." Like, really? Anyway, he doesn't seem to be breathing. They were ready to discard him just then, but he actually wasn't dead. So he perks up and he goes back to the swingers party. He takes Mr. Bland there, and He's like, hey,
hold
come on,
on.
have
Can
fun.
we not
This
gloss
is
over the
everybody."
fact that this drunken swinger attempts to grape the wife, homeboy husband, Paul Bland, thinks he murders the dude with a frying pan to the dome, and then there's like, oh, he's dead. And they just like, this is their very first murder, and they are as casual as you and I would be just walking into a Walmart.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that part threw me off, but then I'm like, okay, maybe they're going for like a comedic angle here. So like, probably shouldn't give them much priority, but no, they were taking that seriously. And I'm like, yeah, these two are definitely psychopaths. Okay. This is quite the setup.
It's just a Tuesday. It's fine. It's normal.
Yeah, you know, Tuesday, my wife almost got raped by this dude, killed his ass with a frying pan.
Multiple times in this.
With a cast iron pan too, bro. Those things are heavy as fuck.
Well, it just blew my mind.
I'm sorry. He kind of limp-wristed.
He did. What?
Oh yeah, his death blows are like these little love taps with the frying pan. It's amazing.
With like Looney Tunes sound effects of like flying with a it is a cast iron skillet to the gray matter, and it just goes like
for real. I couldn't stop laughing at that because I'm like, okay, I guess this is a cartoon now.
Every time.
Pineapple shirt time.
Sonia, we don't deserve you.
Look at you off that screen. He goes to the swingers party. He takes the dude back, and dude's like, "Hey, have a good time." Miss Tina over there with her whippiness.
Tina, it was the most. It was fun. It was kind of wild. The dominatrix was probably the most normal person out of the entire movie.
Absolutely, she was a businesswoman.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god!
And her acting ability.
Yeah,
her ability to put on other. No, we're gonna visit that later. Okay, so while he's stuck at the swinger party, homeboy that was throwing up and got beat up, and that Paul was taking back to the swinger party, finds his way back to the apartment because he knows Mrs. Bland is alone. And he gets gripey again. In the kitchen, she's hitting him on the head with the chicken, and Paul comes in and ultimately bonk with the frying pan once again.
At this point, we are about 8 minutes into the movie. There is 2 grape scenes and one very suggestive suck my cock scene. Like,
yes,
within the first 8 minutes, it is kind of amazing. Like, I have watched illicit videos on websites that now verify your age, where it took longer to get to the plot.
Yeah. No, you're right. Wow. No, and that's not even the worst, by the way. That's not even the worst.
But he had $600 in his wallet, so they're like, "Hey, wait a second, dead guy, no big deal, but also we need money, so priorities."
I need to know how much was $600. Oh shit, that's actually quite a lot.
How much was it in 1982?
$600 in 1982 is the equivalent of $1,961.61.
Bro, who walk around with $2,000 in their fucking wallet?
Perverts.
Fuck yeah.
Apparently. Swingers, as we come to learn in this movie.
1982, bro. Holy shit. People just carry cash all over.
Yeah, cash was the thing. So the realtor shows up and he tells them, "We need $20,000 of a down payment," which if you're looking at property, you have to expect some sort of hefty down payment. So like this whole like, oh wow, this is out of nowhere. Like, really? Anyway. So they're walking and talking after they dispose of the body in the built-in body disposal receptacle in their building. It's just there.
AKA the trash compactor.
The squelching, the crunching, and they're like, "Oh, yeah,
very
passe about
easy.
it."
Cops are never gonna ask what happened to the cars. This is a crazy part, right? Like later they ask themselves a question like, "Holy shit! Like, what about the cars of these people?" And then
they didn't even think about it.
I know, right? Like, these are the luckiest bumblecluts ever.
I had to look it up because I don't remember which of the two it was, but this movie reminded me of a board game that me and my sister and my granny and my aunt used to play as we were kids and they were the adults. And it was like my aunt's when she was a child and she like kept it for all these years. It was either Bargain Hunter or Mall Madness. It was the one where you had like the fake credit cards. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh man.
It's a board game from the mid 80s and now it's killing me.
Mikey Doucette, while you're trying to remember that, fuck Dax. That is all. Why? What did Dax do?
He got that white privilege card though, so he's kind of safe. So he can say whatever the fuck he wants.
So we see Chakotay in the hallway while they're walking down after they dispose of said first body. He's stealing. Brian, what is that?
I have no idea. It looks like stereo equipment after a fashion, but I don't know. I mean, they probably
that's an audio. That's an audio interface.
It's an audio interface.
He needed holodeck parts for the voices, so.
Okay, so follow me.
Console stereo. There we go.
Follow me on this journey.
Okay.
Brian, Leon, Dragon.
No, just me.
Imagine all of the Star Trek characters that we know and love. When we see them in other films or TV performances or whatever, what if those said performances are just a program on a holodeck? It makes it super weird.
Hell yeah. Or it's like that Deep Space Nine, like it's all in Cisco's mind bullshit. Like, yeah,
what if this is a scenario that Chakotay programmed into the holodeck and we're just like watching the program like play out and it's just so much more fucked
This
up.
is all a simulation.
Oh, that's like his thing is like, I want this weird, like complicated relationship that ends with the title of the movie. That finally makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Chakotay is a freak. I can see it happening.
Oh, absolutely.
No, I can believe that. 100%.
So, Mr. Bland. So, sorry, go.
I was gonna say I love how her fucking title is like a Marvel comic. Like you got Peter Parker or you Reed Richards, Doris the Dominatrix. Like this is one of the things that Stan Lee couldn't write. Like,
no, you're right. I love that. I love the business card. I gotta give her props for that. That's a good concept.
She's a smart businesswoman, as we come to find out. So he gets the card from the whip lady when he goes, to the swinger party by delivering said pervert to the swinger party that Lander ends up getting unalived in his kitchen. So he has the card and she finds it and she's like, "What the hell is this?" He's like, "Oh, it's from the party that I unintentionally went to." So then we see them getting into bed. We see that they're super bland. This is where she says that she's like, I'm okay with a little kissing and hugging, but that's it. And they're like, what do you think makes them go for that weird stuff? These like creepy weirdos, perverts and stuff. And
not the bank teller.
Oh, the bank man. God damn it. Everyone is super creepy. It's insane.
You know what's crazy? I watched this scene. I need to point this out, okay? I watched this scene just to give y'all like a quick breakdown. She basically is trying to convince this dude to give him like a loan of $10,000 because they know they're not going to get $20,000.
Right.
And then this dude is like, "Oh well, but do you guys have any experience in the restaurant industry?" And she goes, "Well, I'm a nutritionist and my husband works in the wine selling business." And the guy basically is giving that face of like, "Yeah, y'all are not getting shit." And so he goes the second route of like, "Well, look, maybe
second round, you mean second base?"
Yeah, well. Oh, sorry. Yeah, for him, that's second base. You're right. So he just jumps straight into it. Okay. He just goes, "Look, I'll give you what you need, but like, I need you to do something for me." And then she goes,
"I need your hospitality."
Yeah. And then she goes, "No, I don't want that." And then bro literally attempts to grape her. This is like the third. This is like what the second. Is it the
third?
Third,
because you count the patient,
the
swinger dude, the bank
and then
guy.
This guy. Yeah, so this is the third grape attempt. And then as soon as like the security guard walks in with the pretty receptionist, bro literally goes, "Oh, Me too. She actually tried to force herself on me when I didn't give her what she wanted. Guys, take her away. Don't say shit. Okay? Keep this on the down low. And then I'm like, bro.
We are 20 minutes in at this point, and he is the second dude to just reach into her shirt and grab a handful of titty.
Oh yeah. The big ship for $5 dues, unless you get Leon Rap God. The rest of the plot is this is definitely going longer than an hour. I know.
Good gravy. What a ship.
What a lovely big ship this is.
It's a big ship.
Oh, my ship is beautiful.
This ship must just go on for miles.
Lovely ship. Lovely ship. It's a big ship.
Thank you, the big ship. Yes, so we are going to fly through this. I think. I don't know. If my fellow co-hosts are on board, we will just keep going. But
Yep. Hey,
it is what it is. I'm sorry.
Time is a flat circle.
Time. So meanwhile, okay, so she goes to the bank. She's trying to secure a loan for them to, help their chances of securing the property. He's resigned himself to sell up to 6 bottles of his super expensive wine that he's been holding on to forever. And the dude just totally robs him. He leaves the wine at the hotel room, says, let's go to dinner. And he bails. He says he's got to go cash some traveler's checks.
Wow, what a weird time capsule. He's got to do it in the middle of dinner. Like, oh, yeah, all right. Then
traveler's
That's a thing that happens. I have to go cash some traveler's checks. I don't. That's amazing.
Totally normal. And so we go back to her at the bank.
Ryan, check the group chat. Or private chat. Check the private chat.
Leon, you motherfucker, man. You motherfucker, man. Why you do that to
I'm not gonna
Brian?
make that joke on camera.
Mrs. Bland every weekend, and so she's filling out the paperwork.
Oh,
Right?
fucking mean.
Tell Leon to go fuck himself 10 times to Sunday.
It's just it's in my mind how everyone in this movie can't keep their hands off the principal from Rock and Roll High School. Rock and Roll High School and the sequel, Rock and Roll High School Forever. She plays the principal D. Vader. And everyone's flipping out that she's like this unattainable sex symbol. But whatever.
She's actually pretty masculine in the face. Is that just me? Or
no, she's crazy looking. No one can keep their hands. Okay.
No. I was gonna ask the men on the panel. But I was just waiting for a good still of her, hot or not, because there's some moments in this movie where she kind of fine. There's other moments where it's like, oh my god, that's a Batman villain.
Yeah, in the nurse outfit, Batman villain. Without the nurse outfit, I can see where you're going at, but I can tell just by the face. I get she was playing the role, but by the face, man, I just knew she was a freak right away, and the fucking movie confirmed that shit for me.
Everyone says in the movie.
I'm sorry,
right?
Moxie, but it's fucking true, especially when the Chicano motherfucker shows up later on. Okay, I just knew it. I knew it. Okay, never wrong on this shit. I know my own kind. All right.
Naughty. So
nothing. That is facts.
This is facts. You Latinos are a menace to society. So patient 0, original grapey person in the movie, the first one we see, he shows up at her freaking apartment because he found the card for Tina, the dominatrix, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I knew you were kinky under there." So he just shows up to her place. Pardon?
Is she a freak?
She a freak.
Mega freak.
Yeah. So then he's full on ripping buttons off and going ham, right? And Mr. Bland comes in with the frying pan and bonk.
Cartoon fucking bonk, bonk.
Cartoon bonk. And they also check his pockets. He's got they've made $1,000 in 2 days, and they've remarked tax-free.
No, they got $400 out of this guy, but the previous guy was $600, and then they were like,
so that is 1,000 in 2 days. Like she said, Jesus fucking Christ, you Latinos don't know how to do math.
Oh, fuck you, tranny. I still
they're lovers, not mathers.
Man, fuck you. I got a fucking 4.0 in math except geometry. Fuck that shit. Okay, go on ahead.
Geometry. Okay, so they're like super casual about the whole death thing. Totally fine. Disposal. And so they go to the Tina dominatrix lady for advice. And they're like,
of course.
And they're inquiring, like, oh, you seem like you have a good thing going. Like, what's it all about? How do we do this? And she gives them some pointers, and she's got her little toddler there. She's like putting little meals on, and nutritionist Mary saying what healthier options could be available to the child if you were just to like steam and puree vegetables and whatever. She's like, yeah, how much money do you make being a nurse? Yikes. Back in the day, or actually probably still now, the Tinas of the world are probably making way more than nurses, even though nurses are pretty well off. So
the Tinas of the world are millionaires. What the fuck?
So she's giving them some pointers, some boundaries, some guidelines to like follow, and go do your thing, and where to publish your ads, because the Hollywood, which Hollywood magazine or newspaper is it in? She says that from poor to rich, that is where the perverts go, and that's where you need to advertise. Hollywood, baby. So they put out an ad. We do anything, Cruel Carla or Naughty Nancy. Two of our most popular routines.
Bro.
And they get hits right away. They get people sending Polaroids of themselves. They get.
Were you getting your missed connections vibes from your streams when watching that part?
Absolutely.
I knew it.
Good line.
Oh man. No,
absolutely.
Dude. You know what's crazy? Like if it was somebody in 1982 that actually had proper eyes, like they would notice this shit is a scam from a mile away. Because like literally it's the same person in both sets of artwork. Oh Lord.
So when they leave Tina's place, they see a flyer on their car for someone who's a locksmith and will replace your locks for a decent rate or whatever. And so they call. This guy ends up being Raoul, the same guy that they saw stealing some audio equipment earlier. And he's going through the apartment, like super sketchy looking around and like telling them what they need to do. He's like, oh, you don't have a back door. They're on the freaking 5th floor of the apartment complex. That was sick. Anyway, but he's casing the joint, and then he's like upcharging them on all the services and replacements that he would make to secure their house, right? Their apartment.
I told you. I know this shit down pat. I told you, Moxie. And you know what's crazy?
Tell me more.
Hey, look. You know how what the first sign was? That direct eye contact, but the second the husband wasn't looking, he looked straight down at the fucking tits. I knew right then and there he's gonna bang her ass.
Freaking Latinos.
I know this shit. I told you. Been around enough to know. Anyway,
none of us have ever seen Raoul and Dragon Slayer at the same place at the same time.
Motherfucker, I got my own shit. But anyway, go ahead.
He's just coming over to install a holographic doctor.
Yeah, God, while your wife's not there. Never mind. Oh Lord.
Oh, just a pause to shout out to the 109 people across platforms watching right now. So thank you.
Hey,
110.
Awesome.
So then we go to the operational aspects of their scheme, right? So they've advertised they'll do anything and everything, but also they're not going to actually do anything. So the whole point of the scam is luring degenerates into their home. And as soon as they try anything with Mary, then Paul gets super upset and worked up and he gets angry and he gets the frying pan and thunk. End of story. Then they discard the body, take the cash. They're not to bring checks, traveler's checks, credit cards. They need to bring cash. So I think the minimum is $300. And so they're banking on at least $300 from unaliving said person coming into their home looking for a wild, frisky time. We're not going to go through every one of them because some of them I think would get me yeeted off of YouTube just by showing.
Oh, that means we're not going to go to the one I was hoping we would go through. Damn it. I was so excited to talk about that.
Oh, you mean
we can talk about it.
Okay. All right.
We can talk about it.
When we get there, we'll talk about it then. Okay.
But this is the big glaring she is a horrible person moment when she pretended, because the guy that just wanted to pretend to be a baby and get spanked and whatever, and like have this mommy scenario. He wasn't doing anything to her, which does not.
I know what you mean. That's kind of wild. Like, why the fuck would you want that shit? Like, what?
I've been a bad boy.
Like, why the hell?
Bad.
No. Why the hell would you want to hear that kind of shit of like, oh, you've been such a bad boy for mom. You're gonna spank your ass.
Shame me.
Yeah, but like, kind of wild
did
asking
you-
for that shit, and then you're gonna clap her cheeks right off like 2 minutes later. Like, what the fuck, man? That's some incest level shit. What the
Brian, any insider?
Oh yeah, like rent doesn't pay itself. That's all I'm saying.
Bro said rent at any cost.
We got Mikey's 2 set for 2. Also, Leon DJ is still a cook. Okay, I don't know what's happening in chat. I've been super distracted trying to do this whole thing.
And
But here
Phantom Wars member for 6 months. Sorry I've been gone. Made new friends. Hopefully you made friends with Jenny Craig. Support you.
God damn it.
Okay, I know you have to go. Just answer me one question.
Yes, you're a total fag.
It's not the question.
Look, I was young and needed the money.
Thank you for the 2. So this was like, oh, she is a terrible person. She is the reason why, like, she and the like are like why the Me Too thing totally like just throw it in the garbage, light it on fire. Because husband is supposed to come in and thunk the dude when he tries to like grape her like all the other dudes in the film so far. He needs to get angry to be that aggressive. And so homeboy, who's pretending to be a child, is just acting like a bratty little kid. He's not like groping at her, like trying to get at her or anything. So she pretends that he is attacking her or assaulting her. And so Paul is like super psyched up.
I'm sorry, this costume killed me.
What do you mean? This is Zax. Zax didn't tell us he was an actor before this.
Exactly. Hey, Zax, I didn't know you got reincarnated as a Canadian. You were your prior life was in LA, man. Oh shit, that's
But
wild.
she's in the living room going, oh no, don't do that. Don't bite me. Don't hurt me. And like the dude that has like the little kink of like acting like, the mommy thing. He's like looking at her like, what the heck is going on? Meanwhile, Mr. Bland over there is getting psyched up to thunk this dude. And he does. And got too far ahead there. And he does. So that's like the first scenario. And there are several other scenarios, one of which is Leon. Would you like to describe it to the chat?
Holy fuck.
The second suitor, or at least I don't know if it's the second or third, but the best suitor, is that what you're asking about?
The one who calls her Fraulein?
Yes,
oh,
that
no.
So what I really appreciate about this couple is they do in fact go all in. When a client requests something, like it's the equivalent of a last meal for someone on death row, because they go all out. They put out decorations and costumes. And one individual would have been a bad guy in an Indiana Jones movie, and he got her tied to a chair, and he's saying all sorts of very sort of things. And you got like a big giant flag of probably my favorite symbol. It's like a you guys know what I'm talking about here.
Oh,
and
Fräulein, you're not going
hands.
to give me the information. You've been a naughty girl. I will take it out of you. Like
it's so great because like this Nazi dude, this dude is, I don't know if he's actually a Nazi or if it's just his fantasy or whatnot, but he's got her tied to a chair. And this is the only time I think in the film where there's a death that's like not assaulting her. Minus this one just a few minutes ago where the dude was pretending to be a baby. But like this dude's getting all Nazi'd out. And at one point, Paul just gets annoyed. And he just walks over and just like cracks him in the fucking noggin.
He's hiding behind the couch. It's so like I Love Lucy level of like
he did
comedy.
He was like, "Hey, hurry up!"
The guy is dead. Paul and Mary sit on the couch and just have a casual husband and wife conversation while she's leaning on like a big swastika throw pillow. It's like in frame for like 3 minutes.
It's the
They have
craziest thing
swastika
ever.
decorations like on the lampshades, but
Yeah.
it's like electrical tape. Like you can see that it's just
I
like
didn't notice it was electrical tape. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
it's electrical tape.
Didn't
It's
Raoul
super
sneak in too? Like especially in
Not
that
yet.
one?
He hasn't yet. This is
Not yet. Okay.
that
okay.
night.
No,
It was
the
that night.
But like
Because
the
he's sneaking
swastika
around.
flag was still there though. Like they were talking casually, and then there's just like this backdrop of the swastika flag.
They left all of the Nazi stuff up and they went to bed. And so we see Chakotay come in at like 2 a.m. and he's like shining his flashlight around and he sees the big flag and he sees all the
and
symbols
doesn't
everywhere.
react, by the way. At no point does this
Yeah.
minority go like,
minority.
oh, like
Look, man,
the
I can
type
tell
of
you.
dude that the Nazis would have like.
I
weren't
can tell
white with
you
blonde hair,
why.
blue eyes.
I can tell you why, bro. It's the cheeks. Bro was too focused on the goddamn cheeks. He completely ignored the swastika by choice. That's
Not
all
yet,
it was.
though. He doesn't really know about the cheeks. 'Cause that's coming, and that's one of the scenes where she looks good. By the way, just gonna say, like,
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But like, it's kind of fucked up how it led to it. But at the same time, like, shit, it's fucked up.
So Raoul is going around the house and he like sneaks, he's going in through their bedroom and he like shines a flashlight on her up and down. Her tummy's exposed and like, oh, hey, ooh la la kind of thing. But then he ends up in the kitchen.
you said about clearly like a 36-year-old girl. If anything was to give away that you were a parent, it's moments like that. Like,
Shut up. We're moving on. So he finds the wine supply because they did mention that he's a wine salesman and also that they can go for like $500 a bottle. So he sees that. He's like, holy shit, this is the jackpot.
Which,
They
by the
wake up.
way, he starts looking for the wine in the bedroom when very clearly he eventually gets to the kitchen and finds the wine, but he starts in the bedroom. He's like, look, actually, fuck.
That's
I got
accurate.
like 8
tummy
liquor
is
bottles behind me. Never mind.
Leon, you kind of fucked yourself over in that one. Yeah, no,
Yeah, I
you
just-
fucked yourself over that one.
Got like a fucking $80 bottle of scotch behind me. I was like, okay, never mind. He may have been on something. Fuck.
Yeah, see, there you go. There you go. He knew. He
The
knew.
big ship. I will try to tone it down and keep it PG because
Nah,
apparently I'm a
man,
little
it's
wild.
1 a.m. Fuck that shit. Okay, let's keep
Oh
going.
no. Okay. We got to keep going. Okay. So they catch him in the kitchen and he turns around on them because there's a garbage bag with like a Nazi arm like hanging out of it going up.
Not saluting.
No,
Yeah,
just
it's
the arms
just
just
there.
hanging out.
hanging out. It's fine.
Yep.
I think you killed these people.
Very casually too, and then he goes like, what is that degrading outfit you have on her? That is, why would you do that to such a sexy woman? And then he goes, hey, look, man, it wasn't my idea. It's just our clients, okay? They're all very perverted. And then I'm like, okay, yeah, fair enough. Good
How much did they
excuse.
have to invest in all the costuming and like decorating, like all the things to like make these things happen? Like,
I don't know, but I want to know where the $500,000 came from. I guess a good chunk was just renting that wine store for that one scene, because like the costumes couldn't have cost that much. I'm sorry,
oh no.
They couldn't have cost that much.
So between this one and this one, they've agreed to go into business together. He wants to buy the cadavers, or he wants to take the cadavers. They don't have to throw it down the body disposal unit in their apartment complex anymore. He wants the bodies, and he's doing something they don't know with them, but he wants them. He says, I can get money for them. It's fine. We're going to split this and whatever. So they continue on with their scheme and the clients. And one of these requests was her being a mouse. And there's the thunk with the frying pan, of course. Oh, sorry. So what happens
Oh, no.
after this scene and this interaction is a very Leon? Anybody?
Well,
It's a business transaction. Oh,
Hey, it is. Well, I mean, if one joint gets you laid, I should be drowning in Tang right now.
Tie sticks?
Oh,
What are
okay,
tie
I thought-
sticks?
I didn't realize that you meant like that next follow up, because there's some stuff that
That
happens in
scene.
between. But yeah.
Well, okay, they have multiple clients. They have different characters and like scenarios and stuff.
The
And then
tension between how much Paul does not like Raoul does in fact build.
It
Raoul's
builds
a bit
and
shady. Yeah.
It's true, but Paul, not Raoul, Paul had to leave to run an errand, right? And so the hippie client shows up and he gets super duper grapey.
Speaking
Raoul,
of hippies, the opposite of a hippie is rating you right now.
Who rated?
Look at the fucking chat I have highlighted, damn
it. What?
Hey, Camelot, welcome.
Thank you, Cam. We are talking about
We're the 101 viewers, by the way.
82. 183 across platforms. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for this riveting discussion about Eating Raoul from 1982. Currently, we are at the moment where the hippy dippy dude gets super grapey with the female protagonist, and then
how many grapes is this by this point, or attempted grapes? This is like the fifth.
Oh, probably at least 5. Yeah,
I think we're the fifth attempted grape, and we're about an hour, not even an hour into the film. We're maybe about 40 minutes into the film.
Is it 5 or 6?
It doesn't really matter. The
5.
You
lose
minimum
count.
5 at 40
Yeah.
minutes in.
Yeah,
There's roughly an attempted grape every 8 minutes.
Yeah.
That's wild, bro. Whoa.
It's wild. The 80s, man. The 80s.
80s, man. They just didn't give a fuck. Just went all
hippie
in.
man. Chakotay had to strangle him with his own beaded necklace, apparently. And the whole scene's a little awkward because then she's like coming down from being like assaulted and whatever, and he's like leaned in all the money on her body, and then he like does something in the nethers. Just saying. Something happens. And then she's cleaned up, ready for the next client, and Mr. Bland comes home.
And she is inexplicably in a different outfit now. And it's because Raoul, hey, Brian, what's it called when you go to a restaurant?
What's it called when you go to a restaurant?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. No, I see what you're doing. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought was going on there.
Yeah,
you eat
bingo,
out.
bango, bongo. There it is, Moxie.
Yay, Pats for Patrick. So Mr. Bland gets home, and he tells Matt to string him with his own beads. She cut some of the money, like that she pulled from the victim. I don't know the patron's body. She gave him an extra $100 because he actually did the unaliving thing, and so she's like, she seems to be super smitten with Latino heat over here. But the way she phrases their interactions changes because she's a terrible fucking person. Anyway,
she is terrible. Just to give a fucking example how easy of a mark this one was. Literally, she almost gets raped by this hippie dude because the husband thought the guy wasn't going to arrive, so he went to get some food for her because she asked him to get some. Okay, the husband. And then as soon as he walks out the door, a hippie motherfucker walks in, tries to grape her. Then Raoul shows up, chokes the dude to death. Okay. And the next thing you know, he pulls out all the dollar bills on this dead dude's wallet, puts them on her exposed boobs and other places, and then goes, "Oh, yeah, you like that, chica? Oh, yeah, you like that, mommy? Let me just do full service at this point." And then she just gives in. And I'm like, you're terrible.
Also, and I know I shouldn't be looking for logic in film like this, but did it not bother anybody else that Paul didn't see? Like, dude walks past you towards obviously your apartment. You know there's a hippie client coming. Homie clearly smells a patchouli. You don't just turn around and be like, "Oh, guess I'm not gonna go out. This is the client." Like,
nah, bro. No, Paul's a fucking dumbass. I'm sorry. Like,
he's a bit of a dullard.
Way too much of a dullard. Like, bro, this man gives away the cheek clapping access too easily. Holy fuck. No way.
I thought this cutscene was kind of funny because they were like, "Attention all male nurses, your dance is canceled for this evening." And I'm like, what the fuck is that? it had no bearing on the show or the movie or the story, anything. It was just this like random announcement over the PA.
Hey, Jess, we want to read this one from Jay?
The big ship. I'm fine. Not 7, a little bit drunk. Did I do good?
You did good.
You
did good.
Fair.
Thank you. So Chakotay and Mary Bland had an encounter of sorts. And then he shows up at the hospital for a checkup, to which she's the nurse. And he's like, I'm a hot-blooded... Wait, no. Dragon Slayer, can you read this for me in your Latin voice?
Okay, what is it?
What? Subtitles, motherfucker, on screen.
Do you have the stream up?
Do you have an extra chromosome?
Oh, no.
He's muted now.
Chicano, come back.
Oh, fuck. No, sorry. I muted myself.
Oh.
Fuck you, Leon.
Professionals.
Okay, fuck you. Professionals, yes, sorry. I'm a hot-blooded, emotional, crazy Chicano. Okay, chica? I want those pearly gates. I want that baby water slide. I want that wet shit. Okay? That's what I want.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so he's like, I want more. Give me.
Hook.
And then he says, how
And
about
what
I
does
tell
he
your
do?
husband?
Clap the fucking cheeks. I knew it.
He claps the cheeks. He does clap the cheeks, but he says, how about we just tell your husband? How about we tell him everything? And she's like, oh, no, not that. Okay, one more time. This comes
That's
back
some white chick
up
behavior, bro.
later in the movie. Just saying. And then it cuts to Mr. Bland preparing for the next client. He goes to the prawn shop and he's asking for a vibrator, a pair of handcuffs. He wants them cheap. And the guy's like super offended because like, how dare you call my products cheap?
By the way, this is the best acting in the movie. Is this dude right here on the right? He is
so angry.
Best acting in the movie ever. Like
so
sex shop owner.
I'm sorry, look, you did.
No,
I did love that you picked out the prawn store owner as the MVP. That he did feel pretty natural to me as well. I mean the bank teller guy like is right up there, but no, I think prawn store owner takes the cake.
I think he wins. He wins
the way
movie.
he delivers the lunch because Paul's like because he's asking about buying dildos and. Then he's like, oh, we got start from $9.99, goes up to $39.99. If you want the hog, like things like that. He's like, I'll take whatever one's the cheapest. And he like gets in his face like, cheap? Nothing in my store's cheap. You mean inexpensive? Like he gets so fucking offended at his dildos being called cheap. It's amazing.
And then you get this random customer coming up going, hey, did you get the latest issue of Nuns and Nuns?
He's so casually, oh no, next Tuesday. Or like whatever.
Tuesday. It's Tuesday.
Yeah, and then there's this dude that's like tasting like the fucking lube, and then he's like, hey, bro, if you're gonna taste that, you're gonna pay for it. And I'm like, okay.
He's so passionate.
There's this off-screen teenager, like the porn shop, shop, sorry, owner here's like, hey, get that kid out of here. He's clearly not 18. And you hear some bounce off screen. You're not 18, kid. Like, all this, there's like a whole other story arc of character and emotional development that happens off screen that we never see.
And he's still convincing Mr. Bland that he needs to buy lube if he's gonna buy this dildo. He's like going through the flavors. The lay orgy gel comes in lemon, mint, cherry, or trail mix. The trail mix threw me. I was not prepared for the trail mix.
That was a good line.
They should have leaned into that. But then they say it's a joke. And then we come to the point where Mr. Bland is feeling paranoid. He thinks that Raoul is like trying to get rid of him and he wants his wife, which he does. And yes, also, all the things are true. So hang on a sec. I binged through Miami Vice about a year ago and Chakotay looked the same in 1989 as he did in 2001. What Beltran on the baby blood diet at the
We know what you're trying to say. We get it. We all get it.
We get it.
It's our favorite fucking web browser, Adrenochrome.
No. So Chakotay, Raoul, is like terrorizing Mr. Bland at this point because he's like, hey, Miss Lady, if we get rid of your pesky husband, we can split it 2 ways instead of 3 ways, and then you can be my woman, Chiquita, and like all the things, right? So he's
Okay,
terrorizing
does that line
Paul.
bother you that we can split it 2 ways instead of 3 ways? Like, they're a husband and wife. They're not splitting it 2 ways. It's a package deal. They weren't splitting it 3 ways to begin with. The husband and wife, Paul and Mary Bland, want to move into a home together and start a business together.
It's still like 2/3 of the earnings and 1/3 though. Like, or is it 50-50? I don't remember. Anyway, Chakotay wants him out of the picture, and he's really leaning into it. How do you split a husband and wife 3 ways? Is that
how, Hook? No, this gotta be a separate joke. How do you do it, Hook?
Good
so
question.
Paul is talking to Mary, and he's like, "This motherfucker's trying to unalive me. He's tried to run me down, the rotten little beaner."
I mean, he's not wrong, but damn, the way.
Right?
Look, I gotta admit, like in this movie in general, the generic racial stereotypes, I haven't seen those in so long. Okay, I gotta admit, they are spot on no matter what. Okay,
You're not from Southern California. These land so much better if you're from SoCal.
I'm not from Southern California.
Not gonna lie.
Cuban, and I've spoken to fucking Mexicans all day long. It's fine. I know how they fucking operate. It's all good.
Jay Goodwin says, "I love ratio stereotypes." Scale of 1 to 10, how moist is his spine?
Look up what a basket job was. I did.
Oh, can you please tell the class? Because I did not.
Please tell us, because I want to know now.
Does anybody know?
I thought they invented it for the movie. I didn't know it was a thing.
It's a thing. I believe it originated in Asian cultures. It's where there is a basket, a mesh basket, where a woman is lowered down onto the male phallus and spun around.
I'll be right back.
What? Wait a minute.
Okay, woman in a basket with a hole at the bottom. Picture this. Lowered onto the male member.
Oh.
And then the basket is spun.
That is... Well, then.
Well, then. Anywho.
Sorry, like, I've
that's
just never heard of this. Now that I think about it, like...
Me neither.
Well, it's because nowadays they call it the Yogi Bear.
This is an educational program.
That's true. But like, wow. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Well,
So,
continue, please. Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Anywho, yes,
The
moving
samurai
on.
feature that features that. Oh man, this is great.
So,
I
I
love
thought that was
you.
called
Raoul-
Mission Impossible.
Mission
Oh.
Impossible.
Mission Spin Possible.
Missionary Impossible.
You spin me right
Round,
round,
baby,
right
round. Oh, I fucking love the stream. Oh Jesus.
So Raoul is a man of many talents. He has a laundry.
That's a man you can trust. Oh, this is great.
So he runs a laundry service. Meanwhile, Mr. Bland is scoping Raoul out. He's doing some surveillance. He's watching this guy's movements because he's got suspicions that he's trying to unalive him. So he's going to get ahead of it. So he's following him to this taco stand, which, by the way, Dragon, do you have a problem with this sign? I had a problem with this sign.
Hamburger, burrito, enchilada. I say soft tacos. Really?
Special. Okay.
Toasty.
Is there anywhere that burrito is spelled with 1 R?
No, that's fucked
That
up.
bothered me.
That did bother me. That wow. I didn't
It
even
was a
bother
bugaboo.
thinking about it, but like, yeah, that's. Oh boy, yeah, this is what
I
I
would
can
not
fucking
have-
get by getting like trained by a proper grammar teacher. Okay, yeah,
I would not have taken the screenshot if not for the burritos with 1 R.
That's what got
bothered me
you.
less than the fact that hamburger is the only one that isn't plural.
That bothered me. Yeah.
You know what bothered me
that's annoying
more?
too.
No,
Ew.
you know what bothered me more is that fucking Raoul was just handing like a bunch of, I don't know if it was $20 or $50 bills to the same waitress, like as if he was trying to like get her to like clap her cheeks that night. I'm like, nah, bro. Like, you're a fucking Latino. You wouldn't do that shit. There was no guarantee that you were gonna get that shit clapped. Okay, no, you wouldn't. Okay, you would analyze that shit until you knew it was 100% chance it was gonna happen. Okay,
Big Chip is correct.
Enchilada is also
Enchilada
singular.
is also singular. I thought it said
That's a
enchiladas.
problem.
no,
There's so many things
enchilada
wrong.
is spelled. Enchilada is spelled correct. It's just kind of weird how they wrote that I dot though. That's kind of messed up.
So Mr. Bland is trying to break into Raoul's van at this point because he's scoping him out. He's like wants to like surveil and whatever, but he can't get in. But Raoul feels like he's being followed, and then he goes into like the laundry shop where he's dropping off the laundry because he's actually doing that for a side hustle. Mr. Bland is on the top of his van with a little notepad. And it's not just then. He stays on it. He's riding through Los Angeles on the top of this fucking van.
This scene. Holy shit. I didn't notice that.
Man.
And so he goes and he's like with Raoul and he's like, what's happening with all these bodies that he's taking off of our hands? But what is he actually doing with them? He's taking them to some sort of meat packing plant. And this is his other Hispanic friend, Mexican friend. And he's like, oh man, it would have been worth more money if it was cut, trimmed up or whatever. And he's like, yeah, I should have trimmed it up. And he like holds up a leg or whatever. But you can clearly see it's a body wrapped in like a trash bag. And so then Mr. Bland, it pans up to the sign above this area and it's Doggy King dog food. So homeboy Raoul has been taking the bodies, selling them to somebody who doesn't give two shits about his job, but he has, meat supply. However, it comes, no questions asked, to go into the doggy food supply. Meanwhile, they are still entertaining clients. Funk immediately into the door. She's like fussing with the costume. He's like, fuck the costume. Funk. This dude in a dress just like drops in the doorway. It goes on and on. And then he sees the commercial for the Doggy King dog food and nothing but the finest for me and my best friends. And in the commercial, isn't it weird that it's a dog commercial and it's a family of people with this doggy furry and they're all supposedly eating the dog food? Like,
that's pretty.
I did think it was kind of fucked up. I'm like, what? Why are y'all eating dog food? Like,
I mean, to be fair, speaking of eating dog food, again, our homie Brian down here, literally his background is British cooking.
Oh no.
Nah, that's fucked up. Again, the dominatrix is the most normal person in this entire
thing. Martin says it's a dog eat Raoul world.
Dog eat Raoul world. Oh my god, bro. That's perfect.
Go on.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to continue with the story. So Mr. Bland revisits Tina for some advice. And he's like, there's some clientele that want some things that you need better acting abilities or capabilities to entertain them and, satisfy them. So he's setting her up to not seduce, but compromise Raoul. She doesn't know this, but she's so on board and she like really leans into it. Like he's sitting there at the taco shop reading the Daily Gazette, missing midget sought.
One of the clients, by the way, that we didn't have a still for was a midget they killed. So he's reading
with a big dog. They went into dog territory.
They were also again how casually because the dog showed because the dog hasn't shown up yet. They're reading that the client wants to bring his dog, and Mary goes, "Oh, do we have to kill the dog too?" And Paul just goes, "Probably." Like
they're so passé. Like,
isn't that how you pronounce dog food when it's wet? No, it's pate. I was trying. I'm sorry.
Passé. But so she comes in as a blind nurse, but she has to put
blind nurse.
Not nurse. None. I was thinking of Mary as the nurse. God damn it.
Oh no, you definitely weren't thinking about that other Mary. Oh goodness. Oh man.
So this doesn't affect him. He's like, oh, he's not religious. Okay, unleash the border patrol to intimidate this guy.
That's the only thing that works. It's the fucking migra, bro. The migra is what gets you. I swear to God.
Doesn't work. She
Oh,
shows up
Rio
and
Grande, hasta la vista, Chico. I forgot about this shit. Bro, she
I didn't want to waste 2 slides on it, so I had to do a chat bubble. So this time tomorrow, I'm gonna have enough on you to drop kick your ass over the Rio Grande. Hasta la vista, cholo.
Cholo, more like chulo, actually, but okay, fair enough.
Oh God.
Oh Lord.
So,
Como
so
está usted? Oh goodness.
Plan C is showing up as a health inspector, right? Como está usted? And she ends up giving him pills. And I had to look this up because he's hooking up.
I was
with
wondering
a
if there was
lady.
actual science behind this.
I looked it up. It's an urban legend. So lore upon lore upon lore. So he's having a hard time. That is a good song by Manufacturer.
It's a very good song. It kind of fits this movie very well.
Yeah, I think Brian would know who Manufacturer is, but he doesn't have his earballs on. So, Brian, do you know Manufacturer? Noise band.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, there's a song "Grape Upon Grape Upon Grape." We were just discussing.
Wow,
Love the
it's
song.
A really good song. It's on my Spotify playlist ever since Moxie showed it to me. Like it's the only song on my playlist that I skip if I'm in the car with my kid.
As you should, as everyone should with their children. But yeah, check it out. Manufacturer, grape upon grape upon grape. Anyway, so he's having a hard time performing.
I played it in a band with him for 2 seconds. Sorry, go on.
Did you?
Yeah, I can't say them because they don't like me anymore. But yeah,
that's gay. Well, they don't like you because of your political affiliations, but they can write a song called "Grape Upon Grape Upon Grape."
Not him. A different band. Totally. That guy's cool.
Okay, gotcha. I missed
a different band
there. My bad.
That doesn't like me anymore, and they're called Caustic. But
Caustic sucks too. Oh, God damn it. Fine. Anyway, so this hombre cannot perform, and he's like, "Oh, the health inspector lady give me vitamins," and being the nurse that she is, she's like, well, "Let me see that. These are." Oh wait, nope, too far. These are pills that would inhibit young boys from playing with themselves. It like can't.
The fucking subtitles. If you want to force me to make love to you, like holy shit, like damn.
Her phrasing of this, like
Bros
she's all cuddlebug in bed.
Damn.
And if you want to force me to make love to you, it's like, wait a second. Okay, to be fair, let's say he is blackmailing her with the holding it over her head, that kind of thing. Yeah. Sure.
Well, now there's some there's some girls that are into that weird shit, so you never know. Okay, but
Bonehead, you are the third person in like 72 hours to say this.
No fucking way.
Sorry, continue.
Yes, please continue with the frying pan.
So don't. So then we go to the scene, which I hear it's called. They're doing a scenario with a victim, pervert, whatever we want to call them. And what's funny about it to Mary is that he's actually a doctor at the hospital that she works at, and whatever he was asking for would actually kill him if they were to just gone with the fantasy. But thunk, yeah, dunzo. And then they get the call from the realtor, who they are trying to purchase the property to get their business and their restaurant going. And he says that they have another potential buyer, so they need to get X amount of dollars, like super quick. And so then they go, wait a second, there's a whole bunch of these crazy swingers over at the ritzy place, and let's go. So meanwhile, Dead Zoa back there, they're like removing a pump from his mouth. Like it's also casual that it's funny, disturbing, all of it. And then they go to the swinger house, and he's a radio host, and he welcomes them in with his lines. You will see that at the outro.
Okay, I was going to say, please tell me this is the one part where you'll play. Okay, but it's in the outro. Fair enough.
It's in the outro.
This was so impressive. I rewound this to hear it
sampleable.
again.
It is so good. It is chef's kiss. I have to own you, kind of a thing. So welcomes them in. They're looking around. There's a whole bunch of debauchery going on, and then she goes to the bathroom. And Mr. Banker that tried to grape her earlier was like, hell yeah, I'm so happy to see you here. And then he gets like stabbed. And she tosses him out the window, the bathroom window. And then there's like a naked lady that comes out of the shower for no reason, except for it's just a swingers party and everyone's doing the do.
Well, they did show cocaine a little bit in the bathroom. So like they did kind of explain like why she was out of it for a few minutes.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in these scenes.
There really is. It's just like so many drugs involved in this, and I'm like,
that sounds
like kind of shit. Yeah, exactly. It sounds like kind of shit you would see in the 80s, you know? So, hey.
On par with what you think of the 80s.
Exactly. Look, at least the 80s, they were having fun. Like nowadays, it's like fucking shit.
So Mr. Blinn gets a little toasty, and he tells the host, well, we invite swingers to our place and then murder them for money. And everyone's laughing. They think it's hilarious. And she's like, come on, Paul. Like, all right. And he's like, nobody's going to remember. It's not a big deal. And then everybody goes to the hot tub. There's naked booties. There's big muffs. There's all of the things happening. They're all just charging in. They got the Fatty Patty, the blow up doll. They've got everything. Meanwhile, Paul and Mary are trying to get to the body that she threw out the window. And the host is
upset that this scene was in the trailer, because if I didn't know it was coming, it would have been shocking.
Phrasing.
No, that's
phrasing.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So he's like, I'm the host here, goddammit. Now get out of your clothes and get into the hot tub. If you're not going to swing, we're here to swing, and get out of here, goddammit, blah, blah, blah. The whole thing, right? And so Paul's like, oh, yeah? Well, swing on this, and throws an electric heater into the hot tub.
So good.
Yeah, that's kind of wild. Like, you know, he just decides, yeah, I'm so fucking annoyed at y'all. I'm just gonna throw the fucking like electrical shit at you. Like
it's kind of one of those things. Like,
Brian, can you please read this chat?
Oh no,
what's that?
Can you please read the chat?
Oh, booties Lord. And big muffs in an aisle at Burlington Coat Factory. Is an aisle at Burlington Coat Factory. I stepped on your joke. I'm sorry, but that was a good line.
Sorry, go on.
It's kind of like in a lot of movies where there's a bad guy and there's a lot of bad guys. The more bad guys there are, the easier they are to kill. And this reminded me of that. It's like, okay, we've been taking them out one by one, and then it's like there's a whole bunch of them. Easy offing, right? Like it still tracks with my logic for the mathing of the unaliving people, the baddies. So from there, in between this scene and this scene, they've got Rolls Royce, they've got like all kinds of expensive vehicles, and they're just like, hey, yo, we got some cars to sell. And he puts on like the little toupee. Yeah, the owner, and he's selling off the cars. They get home and they're like, can't believe it, $40,000 in one night. And then Raoul shows up. He shows up.
Looking
like fucking Tony Montana too.
Right?
See, I knew you were on the same wavelength, bro. Like Tony fucking Montana, bro. He just shows up and he's like, Hey man,
You're gonna do this to me?
You're gonna do this to me? Like now we're having success, just trying to steal shit from me. You want to take my girl? Well, you're not gonna do that. And then he gets bunked in the head in a cartoonish fashion too by a
as one does in this movie. So he's like, me, my Chiquita, she's gonna be busy having my babies. I'm gonna hire these younger girls to do the dirty work. And
bro had a whorehouse business set up right off the bat too. Like
he was an entrepreneur. He was a visionary. Okay,
a visionary. Give him credit, but like, damn, he didn't expect to get bunked in the head by her of all people. That's. See, look, that's look.
Hold on, Dragon. Stop talking. You're not as important right now.
All right. What?
The Film Comics Explained gifted 5 MOXIEDAME memberships.
Thank you. You're awesome.
Oh, thank you.
I come whether I decide to or not.
Yeah.
You do another one for him if you want, but I figured that worked for Niet because you know.
Hey.
I come whether I decide to or not.
Hey, look.
I mean, sometimes you just can't help it. It's not a choice.
Hey, look, I'm telling y'all, man, like this film is wild, but it's also a warning to all the Latino brothers. Like, be careful, man. Be careful of that shit.
A Niet show, when we do reviews, is classic cinema. It's high art. It is the stuff that filmmakers dream to make. And then over on this show, we're all like,
what's happening, hot stuff?
And Dragon Slayer coming in with 5 gifties.
Why not?
Oh God! Oh
no! She's naked, and she's not wearing any clothes too.
My man. Oh shit.
My man.
Oh, I love fucking vodka. This is a great stream.
This is so much fun. So, 3, 2, 1, we're back in the room. Raoul comes out and he's like, I'm the man here, all the bravado, all of the machismo, all the things, right? And so he's like, hey, Chiquita, go get the frying pan because he's going to use the frying pan on the husband because the husband's a problem, according to him. And then, so yeah, go bring me that frying pan. Hurry up. And she's like, I can't find it. And so they go into the kitchen. You don't even see it happening. And there's a thunk. Thunk. And next scene is they're packing because they made so much money. They were actually getting the restaurant. And then she feels a little guilty because I don't think she actually feels guilty, but she like tries to confess. And he's like, I already know. You and Raoul. And she's like, no, you see what happened was he forced me to smoke this drug before he took advantage of me. Once again, she is like creating a scenario where she's the victim when she is totally voluntary participant. And the first one was she unalived somebody. The second one, she also unalived somebody and also claiming grape when she was totally a willing participant.
Bro, I'm sorry.
Garbage.
She an OnlyFans hoe. Like she's for the streets. I'm sorry, man. Like, but
streets.
Like, there's only so many excuses you can make until that's for the streets. Like, shit. Nah.
And
that's all I gotta say.
They wrapped the movie up very quickly. Like I got to like 8 minutes to the end. I'm like, how are they gonna do this? Like, what happens? But they go, okay, game over, man. And we're at dinner with the realtor, and he's like, "Oh wow, you did this all on your own, like raising the money. You didn't like knock anybody else down. You guys are so great." And but before that, it was like, "Oh shit, realtor man's coming over for dinner. You don't have time to go to the store. I have an idea." And so they're having dinner, and the realtor is like, "Boy, this stuff is terrific." He's like, "Is it French? It's so tender. It's so great." And she's like, "No, actually, it's more Spanish." So this is the point at the end that they are actually eating Raoul. And that's the movie. That's the end. They get the restaurant.
I told y'all it was gonna be fucked up.
The end. That's it.
Yeah, the end is eating up the Latino because he fucked up everything. But Jesus Christ, that's the wildest thing ever. Like I never thought they would eat up the locksmith, but you know, by the whole concept of the whole plot, I can
Mhm.
understand why they
Sure.
did that, but at the same time, it's still messed up. So, yeah.
It's so messed up. And I was actually a little disappointed because I expected more cannibalism, to be honest, in the movie.
Yeah, I know, right? Because like the whole point of the title is eating Raoul. So I was thinking I was gonna watch a cannibalism movie, but no. It's all about like these normal, average, conservative Joes trying to scam these kinky motherfuckers in LA, but like they bonked too many heads and electrocuted too many horny people. But no. At the end of the day, they do end up eating fucking Raoul because
They do.
fuck that asshole. He fucked my wife like 5 times. Like that's some wild shit, bro.
Forced her to, drugged and forced.
Because I expected more grape. Like this is too.
That is
Oh,
true.
God damn it.
Grape
Okay,
is
good night,
more.
everybody.
I'm talking about the best. It's fruit. It's good for you. It helps clear your digestive tract. It doesn't have seeds.
Okay.
Hey,
We've
yo!
gone 3/4 of an hour longer than I anticipated, and I'm so sorry for you East Coasters. But thank you so much for going on this journey with us, and to all 162 of you across platforms.
This is wonderful.
Wow.
This is what I call an interactive experience of the highest quality with the crazy redhead and the tranny and me, Insane Dragon, and Kinda Drunk, and also Brian.
And also
Brian.
Brian.
Exactly.
Brian,
Just
you
name the
are,
next album.
This has been a good stream. Regardless.
Brian, you are a gem. Thank you so much for hanging out.
Oh, no
Leon,
worries.
thank you for hanging out as well. Dragon, do any of y'all have anything coming up in the nearer-ish days?
Yeah, for me, Nosferatu review, and then I will probably be reviewing a movie that I think we should probably be talking about next week called Velociraptor Pastor.
Velocipaster?
Yeah, exactly.
It's amazingly awful, but amazing.
I
Really?
love Velocipaster. That was the second, once lockdowns hit, it was the second movie I watched into lockdowns, and I've been in love with it ever since.
Brian, have you seen Velocipaster?
I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna watch.
Sorry,
that and review it.
I'm
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that and review it after Nosferatu, and
right.
then I'll review War of the Rohirrim.
So I have not seen Velocipaster, but I'll have to. As long as they name it like this one, the naming format is the last scene of the movie is the title.
Oh no! That's the whole movie. It is quite literally about a pastor that is a velociraptor.
Well, I mean, I assumed as much, but yeah, just the convention of naming the whole movie after the last scene, I think, needs to be brought back. You know, like Indiana Jones would be like, "We open the ark and a bunch of scary ghosts fly out." The movie, right? Like
Indiana Jones and the guy who gets his heart ripped out. Like, yeah,
just the last scene of the movie, right?
I'm trying to remember the last. Okay, Indiana Jones and the Broken Bridge. That just doesn't sound as good. Like
drinking out of the Grail.
Indiana Jones and the Broken Bridge.
Okay, let's wrap it up. Promos. Leon, what are you doing next?
Well, tomorrow we've got Late Night with the Gooch, and then on Monday, Countercast, where we're getting a double dose of the Australians because Mr. Grant Gregory is our guest to honor, but Niat going to be on the show as well. So we got the double dosage. We got all the relevant individuals from down under because let's be real, Australia isn't a real place. However, yeah, Aussie representation is going to be a good show. It's going to be a good time. Going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be some other folks on the show as well because, it's a panel show. But yeah, beyond that, just check out Words of Paradise. If you like Sonic the Hedgehog, autism, anime, racism, it's all there. We got it all.
Something for everybody.
Something for everybody.
What do you have coming up?
We
links
had
are in
a
the
gig.
description, by the way.
Pardon?
Links are in the description for everybody here.
Thank you.
So follow, do all the things. But Brian, what do you have coming up?
We had a gig coming up in South Bend, Indiana, but the fucking woke mob got us kicked off of that bill. I know, but we are playing a free show January 25th at the Holistic Connection in beautiful Knoxville, Tennessee. Our last show that we did get to play was an all ages con, and this next show is at a weed dispensary. So we got a lot arranged. Space Couch will be coming back. But there's an email that I might be getting tomorrow that like may or may not fuck up my whole life. So like that's kind of right.
Hopefully not. No.
Oh Christ! What the fuck happened?
No, I was just doing a manufacturer cover right there.
Oh.
That was clever. That was clever.
Very nice.
Yeah, very clever, sir. Very clever.
Very clever. Thank you, Brian. Dragon Slayer commentaries. What do you have coming up? You were talking about Nosferatu, all the things.
Yes, I'm seriously going to cover the Nosferatu film. I think it's one of the best movies of 2024, and
God, what a fucking retard. Anyway, it's.
Fuck you, Tranny. Okay, you know that shit was actually good. Okay, especially Willem Dafoe's acting. Fuck off. Okay,
Yeah, he's the highlight of a fine film.
Still,
on that
it's
note,
a good
night,
film.
everybody. We're not going to dive into Nosferatu. We'll do that backstage. Good night. Thank you so much to 159 of you.
Love y'all,
Cross
chat.
platforms. Come back next time. Saucy Rebel on Monday with Nadia, my first female guest on Saucy Rebel. So, good night.
Hi, swingers. I'm Howard Swine, your horny host that's hung with the most. Oh, I hate the most. I'm thick as a post and warm as toast.